and welcome to the HollyHood Zoomcast, episode 13. I'm Ajimanj.
Goodman here.
Hey.
Smallwood Worldwide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, up, y'all. It's good.
Hey, we're back for another episode, the mighty 30. Anyway, so for this one, we decided to go back to one of the things that we've been doing before, which is a movie review. This time we picked a movie that none of us had seen. It's relatively new and it's out on Netflix because everybody got Netflix somehow or another. Anyway, so the name of it was Rebel Ridge, and I think it's been talked about quite a bit on the internet, but my first time actually seeing it was actually looking for a movie for us to do a review on, and I saw the advertisement for it, and I was like, wow, this could be either really shitty or this could be pretty good. So this is a perfect movie to review. So with that being said, we're going to go around and give our take on it, the HollyHood take. You know how we do it. It's going to be from 1 to 5, but before we get into our actual score, let's just go around and review the movie. TJ, what did you think of the movie, at least from your initial watch of it?
Well, it's a very hard and easy question at the same time. I think I'm not going to give it the garbage tag. It was, I found it to be kind of mid, I guess. It was all right. I mean, if it was on, I would watch it, keep it on, but it didn't keep me engaged enough for me to remember the character names. Like I've literally in the background here, I've got like the cast with the character names because I couldn't remember any of them. And which I was just
gonna call the main character Nelly face.
Yeah.
Like Nelly Marine was out here doing.
He was, man. The only name that I knew was his dead cousin. I mean, you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert, because that name was set a whole bunch.
The talent alert.
Yeah. Man and Chief. But I'll say, I mean, I thought it was mid. I thought it was okay. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be one thing, and it turned out to be something different. And I guess I'll tell you what that one thing is. The way that it started, I was like, man, these cops is real racist out here. And then after a while, I was like, man, these are just dirty cops. If that was anybody, then the same thing would have happened. These guys are just plain dirty, man. So it was kind of an interesting angle to the movie to have a black star in that kind of movie because it kind of throws you off a little bit because at first you thought there was going to be a racial angle, but then it was just dirty cops, man.
Yep.
So, like I said, I wouldn't cut it off, but I wouldn't write home about it
either. Greg, what'd you think about it, man?
Well, I'm kind of right along the same lines as TJ. This movie is the definition of This I mean, it ain't, I wouldn't pay to see it, but if it's on, it's on. I mean,
all right,
well, what you want to say?
Give us your take, easy.
Well, my take is, just like you said, I thought it was going to be one thing and it turned out to be a whole nother. Like, I really did think that this was going to be like Vengeance Day. I thought it was going to be Black First Blood. I thought this was going to be...
That's where I thought it was trending. Hey, I did think, at first I was like, this is like a black First Blood. That's exactly what I had said.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Greg, go ahead.
Well, it turned out it wasn't First Blood. It was just the last nigga. Like, it was...
That's not...
And there was like a lot of corny stuff on there, like him riding a bike and going up to his cousin on the Grey Goose and was like, "Hey."
Yeah, some stuff I didn't really understand.
Yeah,
it was hokey, man. I'm like, come on.
It was silly. That was a silly part. Like just him riding up there and making it to him would have been cool enough, and he passed the message and he just let the bike go. But then he trying to race the bus and. I was like, that's corny.
I mean, I disagree with you. I thought he was trying to make a point. I think that's what it was. He was trying to make a point to the bus driver. That's all I'm saying.
Was he really gonna outride the bus though?
That wasn't the point. I think the point was that
not even if he was Lance Armstrong with both nuts. What's gonna happen?
And 6 injections, he wasn't making that. He wasn't making that.
But the point I'm trying to make here is Like I said, yeah, the cops were just straight filthy. The cops were filthy, and they had just been filthy to everyone for whatever, to keep their little town afloat or whatever. But I mean, in all honesty,
Lance Armstrong with both nuts is fucking ridiculous. All right, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was just like they kind of let the police off the hook, like for racism in this town. Like it wasn't. I don't even know how to explain it, man. It wasn't. It wasn't.
There's
horrible,
a reason for that,
but it wasn't good. But
hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Goddamn it! All right, look. Hold on a second. Y'all sat here and throwing too much slander, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, just too much slander going on. So my take on it, honestly. First of all, I appreciated the nuance angle that they took. Not necessarily the fact that it didn't focus on racism, but more so the nuance angle of how these cops could do search and seizure and keep your money, like when they find it, and how this was also in Louisiana. Now, one of the things that I absolutely enjoyed about the movie was the fact that the fight scenes were pretty realistic in terms of he wasn't doing like John Wick stuff where it looked choreographed. It looked like he was just grabbing people and tossing them and wrestling them down. I thought that was like, I really appreciated that aspect of it. It was wholly unrealistic for him to be able to get out of some of those circumstances. So the movie aspect of it did come in, but I did like the way that they did it. I mean, he was a pretty smart and heady guy. Nelly was really handling business in there. He was really going after it. Like you said, it was bigger than just.
Oh yeah, that was my fault. That was another part too. It was like Black Steven.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Where are you at? What happened? What happened here? I was in the middle of doing a take, and you said that.
Right.
I wasn't quite finished. I had a phone call today.
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
The chocolate Steven Seagal stuff was funny too. That was like weird style. That's all I wanted to add in.
Like I was saying, man, Nelly was out here. He was busting moves. No one. I wish they would have exactly explained how he had a sensei. That was kind of strange. He had a sensei.
Got all about shit. Did it so much.
Yo, they shot. Them cops was kind of wild, man. They shot old girl up with heroin while she was asleep. I mean, that is diabolical stuff, man. Like it's just really, it was a lot of wild stuff.
Yeah.
I thought the movie.
Like how she wake up?
Huh?
How she wake up? Like she should have been fucked up for hours. Like I don't know if y'all know about heroin act, but
that was a short ride for her.
Somebody wasn't making it to work tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
She went straight to work.
She used to use. It was.
You woke up.
She used to use. She knew how to get over the nod.
Yeah, used to use.
I mean, she looked like she knew how to get over the nod.
Not really.
Hey man, it's whatever, man. But I thought that it was gonna be a first blood type of deal. I thought it was crazy that I was like, yo, where is he washing his clothes? I will say that because he was riding around, he was sweaty, man. It's like, yo, I don't know what he's doing with these shirts, man. I don't know what he's doing with these shirts.
Yo,
he's riding around there smelling like balls in St. Louis. I'm going down.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Like, what was up with him and the Chinese dude? Like, the Chinese restaurant dude.
I mean,
I wasn't really focused on how that was and how they became close enough for him to be like, I need $10,000, and he just like, okay. Like, I don't know.
It was an interesting twist to it. It was.
I need better friends. That's one. Because
well, you need somebody who owns a restaurant that.
Yeah, I guess a successful restaurant at that. Because
10,000 here, 35,000 there.
Yeah.
I believe he was part owner of that restaurant. I think is what he had said. And
but that money, when he got paid out of that money, it all got stolen by the cops.
Yes, it did.
So then he came back and was like, "Hey, I need another can you spot me another 10 G's?
Well, I mean, he knew that he was good for it because I mean, he used to be his partner. He used to be my homie, used to be my ace. You know what I mean?
But then they turned around and said that the cops put his friend out of business. The dude said basically, "Don't call me no more." Then he goes back to the restaurant. They're in business and they're taking shrapnel out his back.
Well, that's because of the deal that he made with racist Watchman sheriff from Miami Vice, yo. Because they let his cousin get
Don Johnson
up.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go ahead and say it. I think this movie stinks. I think it might stink.
Nah, man, I'm not saying that. Antwon, actually, before we even get to that,
I'm gonna have to watch it again, but I'm starting to lean towards stink.
Antwon, go ahead, man. Give your review real quick.
Yo, this was like Black Rambo, the Highlander version, yo. It stinks, let me tell you.
Oh, God.
It started off like I was like, this is about to be a little racist element. Then it's like, okay, they're dirty cops. All right, great. They shook them down. My first major issue with the movie, okay? The dude, Aaron Pierre, with the Marine or whatever, he was way too fucking big for that bike, all right? He's like Mad Diesel. The bike looks like his little brother's bike, okay? It was painful for me watching him ride the bike. I'm eating my popcorn last night. I'm like, they couldn't find a bike to fit him. Like, he looks like he has no business riding this shit, and he's riding for miles. This bike wouldn't have survived that.
And you know what? That does explain why the cops pulled him over, because it looked like he was on a stolen bike.
Well, first of all, can we talk about how the guy wrecked the back of his tire? How crazy that is! And I noticed that his tire wasn't really messed up like that, which I thought was weird.
No, that whole thing would have been bent up for real.
It lacked continuity, and the bike thing was messed up. The girl who was like the clerk or whatever she was that just ran up and wanted to help out of the blue, the motivation behind that, we never really got the full answer to that. I thought that wasn't great. It was terrible writing. Like the acting was this.
Look, and this is what I assumed when the girl rolled up on him and started trying to help him. I assumed she wanted some of that meat. That's what I thought.
I couldn't tell at first. I couldn't tell at first if that was it, and they were going to go.
That's what
I think she wanted to help. She wanted to help him with his side of meat. I think that's a.
Look, I thought that was a whole motivation. I mean, we got to be honest. We've seen that town, bro. Not too many handsome black dudes coming through. Like he's the
shot that they showed of them in the alley when she was like, "I'm on a smoke break" or whatever. They did like hella close. I'm like, are they about to insinuate? What are we getting at here? And it never went down that road. Right.
The first time she talked to him, I felt like she wanted Arby's. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We've got the meats.
The thing. Oh, sorry, Antwon. Go ahead, man.
No, Freddie, go ahead. See what you're gonna say. I'm good. I remember.
I said, the bike thing I thought was okay, because initially I was like, man, they just ran the road, and then I put it together. All we could hear was the music, right? So I think the whole thing was from his perspective. They were trying to get around him for I don't know how long, and he wasn't responding. I don't know what you would.
So run him over. Run him over. That's the answer to it.
Works in DC. I mean, wow.
That was the most realistic part of the movie.
Yeah. I'm just surprised they didn't.
Then it was funny because there's another part of the movie, right? And this is where it just stunk to me. Like the Wi-Fi router thing was like unplugged or whatever. And I'm like, did he undo it? Did he come back? Because they kept the camera angles. Usually directors are like showing you something for a reason. None of the stuff added up. And then the chick that was there in the station helping them or whatever, like, not helping the Marine, but like she was helping Don Johnson in them at first, right? And,
yeah.
Yes, sir, I got you. Let me look this up. I don't know what that mean either. What them acronyms mean? And it's like, wait, what?
My joint was when she was like, I think he's on the Wikipedia page. And my man was like, oh, let me get out.
I don't know.
He was like, yo, let me get outside. I thought that was hilarious. He was like, yo, let me get outside real quick.
But even that,
I think he's on the Wikipedia page.
Was mad goofy. Like that fight scene was goofy as shit.
Nah.
Yes.
I like the fight scene.
Come on, man.
Which one?
I like the fight scene.
The first one where he came out and he roughed up the sheriff.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of it.
It was goofy.
To me, that looked closer to like how a person who actually fights would look. It's not going to look as clean as like John Wick. That's choreographed. I'm not saying that Keanu Reeves didn't put in great work or everything like that.
Right.
I'm just saying like that looked closer to what. When you start jamming and throwing people around, that's what it looked like to me. I mean, like, I don't know.
It didn't even look, but
I thought he was a dude that was gonna have some like.
And he was out there doing Rex Kwon Do. Like it wasn't even like real.
Yo, hey man, I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk to me. Yo, chill, God. I'm not gonna let you disparage Nelly. I'm not gonna let you sit there and say that Nelly went to Dragonfly Jones.
He went to Dragonfly Jones.
I'm not gonna let you do it, God.
Maybe you guys can help me with a scene when he was in the truck and like tied it to something in the back of the police station and drove and pulled a hole in it out. I didn't really understand that.
Which part? Which one?
When he tied he drove the truck away from the police station. He had it tied to something on the building, and it pulled some of the building apart.
Right.
Oh. And then he was, I didn't really understand why he did it. It's like, why didn't you could have just driven in the front door it was nothing but glass. I mean, I didn't understand it.
No, my favorite part is when somebody compared this to the Equalizer, and I was heavily fucking offended because I'm like, wait, this to the Equalizer? Are you insane? And he's standing outside. Exactly. The equal do. That's what it was.
It's closer to the sugar packet equal than Equalizer.
All right.
So wait, let me finish, right? So hold on now. So like he went and he stood in front of the police station. I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's just gonna stand there with his arms crossed till they come out. He didn't even get a German suplex. He like tackled the dude to the ground. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, this wouldn't have went this small town, all the rednecks. Like, it was just, I hated it, man. I hated it.
And wait a minute. And even that part when he was out front fighting the sheriff, there was like a field full of hillbillies.
That's what I'm saying.
And nobody did nothing.
Redneck Mafia stood by and just said, yeah.
They didn't know what was going on. He was too fast for him. Nelly was shaking and moving.
Was he? Yeah. So all those guys that raided January 6th and were waiting for trial are just gonna sit there.
No, maybe they were. Now hold on a second. Let's get to our part that we do when we do the movies. What was your favorite character in the movie? Greg, go. Who was your favorite character?
The Bite.
Say that again.
I said the bike.
Oh, I thought she was gonna say the cousin. But anyway.
The cousin was only in there for 5 seconds.
TJ, who's your favorite? No, TJ, who's your favorite, man? Let's just keep going.
I guess if I had to pick somebody,
wow.
Maybe I'll pick Mr. Lou. Maybe I'll pick him. He was mysterious. He had medical skills. Yeah, he corrected old girl when she said thank you for your service. What else? He lent them the money. He was steady, man. Steady.
The gun under CJ's bunk.
Yeah.
Antwon, who's your favorite character?
But seriously, as a character, seriously, the main character was he was the best one in there. The guy, Terry, the Marine.
Yeah.
He was the best. Character. He was a man of character. He just, the sad part is he gave that woman his number just right before all this stuff broke down. I don't have any idea why she called him. What's he gonna do? You know you're wrong.
Sure. I'm in trouble. Come through.
She knew she was hot. She had experience. What's he gonna do? Anyway, I'm gonna go with you guys. I'll go with Terry.
I'm gonna go with the troublemaker, yo. I'm going with Summer, the little clerk or whatever, yo, because her motivations or the lack of understanding of them, it kept me guessing. That was one of the few things that kept me kind of engaged in the movie. The Marine is the best character in the movie overall, but my favorite was Summer just because she had no business being involved in this from day one. And it's just like, what does she want? Does she want this? Does she want that? Wait, there's a kid? Oh, she got injected with heroin. Oh, wait, she shook it off like nothing. It was like a Newport to her. Cool. How much heroin was she doing? Wait, she could have escaped, but she decided to go back to the fridge for some shit. It's stuff, man, like that where you're like, listen, man. Yo, go ahead. I got too much that I would say about this movie.
Oh, I will say my favorite character was not I guess I can live with that other one. It might have been a dude buddy from The Office, the Serpico cop. Although he did the initial running off the road, when you find out like he did that, I guess from the standpoint of what TJ said, where he was like behind him for forever, and he did that. If you notice though, like I noticed this while I was watching the movie, like when he was actually had interactions with him, he was much better than the other guys were with him.
Yeah,
he was always much better, and then at the end he was like, nah, man, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna take him in by the book, and then he had to square off with cats, and it was seen that he was Serpico or whatever. So yeah, that might have been my first, my favorite. Oh, worst character, Greg, go.
Name one, like
TJ, worst character.
Summer. I'll go with Summer. That's literally the only person's name I can remember.
Just okay. All right.
And that's only because that's my daughter's name.
Yo, enough. All right.
Oh, Summer. Worst character I'm going with Officer Jessica. Black girl.
That was your least favorite character.
Yeah, man. She was wishy-washy, you know. She couldn't pick a side, and I thought it was really stupid of him to give her that loaded gun. When out on the street, she made sure that he, took all the bullets out. I don't know why he was so trusting of her.
Another reason the movie was Cheeks.
Yeah, she had opportunities to do the right thing, and in the end, she should go to jail with the rest of them. Even though she was trying to arrest the chief, I was just like, I don't know what you're doing. You going to? You brought the problem.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't make it to the end.
Antwon, who's your worst character?
Summer's boss, James Cromwell. He was the worst, most cowardly dude ever. In the dark, okay? As hard as it was to make it through most of this movie, I'm sitting there watching him with an opportunity to try to say the right things or whatever. And he just he bitched out. He was like, no, I'm not going to say this. I didn't say that. And they're going to do this and that. I was like, this is wasted dialogue. And also he was like a dude with the wet paper bag, I hated him the whole damn time. And in the beginning, when they stole his money and he mentioned kind of what it was, you kind of caught on that it was a thing that he's familiar with. And I'm like, I thought he was going to build on that. It didn't. So he's the worst. He's the worst character. And like T, he's
honestly,
number
he's one of the most realistic characters too.
Oh yeah.
That's like real life police work.
I would argue that a lot of the characters in this movie were realistic. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that shakedown was pretty real.
Yeah, I would argue a lot of those characters were. That's one of the things I think the movie had going for it, huh?
All the bad people in this movie were realistic. All the good guys were not.
Yo, I have to be super. I guess for lack of a better word, it's just gonna be really, really obvious. The obvious one, the redneck cop, the redneck fat cop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the worst character, man. That dude was trash. He's a trash dude. He's a trash human being. He was like, what did he say? You shock him yet? He's like, no, you want to get shot. I was like, yo, somebody get this guy out.
Oh yeah, when they're in the very beginning.
yeah. But he
wait a minute, he's the same dude that tried to shoot him, isn't he? It was like, gun.
He kept that same energy the whole movie.
Okay,
man.
You know what? He is the worst character. I take that back. He's the worst. He's the Pence.
Hey, but he had that same energy the whole time.
He did have that.
You know where you stand with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
he wasn't wishy-washy.
I know that's a very base pick, but I mean, I'm going with that dude. I was like, if anybody who I wanted him to tear into, which funny enough, he's the only person he actually put hands on. Him and the guy whose arm he snapped in half. But I don't know if y'all didn't see that or not, but he snapped the dude's arm. Nelly had it.
Yeah. My most disappointing whole thing with this movie is the lack of action too. I thought Nelly, when they showed the trailer, he's like doing the double pump shotgun, all that. I'm like, yo, he's gonna get busy at some point, right? Nope. All mediocre action. Like there was moments.
He was very take weapons apart. He was very like, let's not kill anybody. He even shot buddy with a beam bag. He shot him with a beam bag joint, and he stood back.
Like with the extreme racist cop, I thought that he was going to deal with him at some point, but not really. Like I wanted him to catch like the full beats. Nope. They were like, hey, he gets tackled to the ground, he gets tased. He gets up from the taser, tase him again.
All right, so that's
Yeah,
it.
he's not even like it was. There should have been more action.
Yeah, and this is why I think it was terrible too, right? So you got to reach a point of like, okay, no return. This is where the movie takes a turn at. And for the Marine, I thought he was supposed to be so angry about the cousin that he was going to snap, give me some of that, and
That's what should have happened.
he was just too cool. And I was expecting him to like just black out and go in.
No,
And
man,
he
you
was
gotta
like,
take
no.
that. You gotta take that 26 grand, get you a truck, get you a little white summer, and then just do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
White cheeks, black meat.
What happened there?
I don't know.
Family show. I mean, what just happened?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was. The whole thing was disappointing.
Yeah,
He's beige dynamite. He's not black dynamite.
no.
What happened? What happened there? I mean, what was that? What was that?
He's not quite actiony enough for me. And
no.
he wasn't cool. He wasn't actiony. He was a lame dude, man.
He wasn't a lame. Like, that's going too far. I'm not gonna let you say that.
Listen,
a lame dude.
he was riding a bike that was 3 sizes too little, yo.
Yo, he
I
caught
thought
that fish with his
bike
hands.
was so
yo.
little. I thought Jigsaw should have been riding his bike.
He
yo.
caught that
That's
fish
how
with his
small
hands
that
and he
bike-
filleted
Okay.
that fish. You understand?
That's gonna be his new name. We're gonna call that we're gonna call him Nigsaw.
My goodness gracious.
That train went off the tracks.
We call him Nigsaw from here on out.
Also,
Hey,
look,
man.
I said when they had, I said, you know how in wrestling they have like exploding blood packs and shit and whatnot. They had exploding sweat packs for him. He was walking to the store, and the man's whole forehead was covered in sweat. I said, either nobody else in this town gets hot, or my man. Remember
Nah,
the dude
he
like,
was
"Are you
riding a
okay?"
bike everywhere.
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a bike that's too small, but it's a lot more work than riding a bike that's regular.
Yes,
I know
it
why
is.
he was sweating like that. He was pumping.
At one point, he was pumping. I said, the tire's gonna bend or something. Like he's too strong for the bike. I was like, man, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
I
Somebody
mean,
getting
that was a
elevated
tough bike. That's why I said it's my favorite character. That bike was made of Teflon.
Listen, that bike should
strong-
sell out everywhere.
That 250-pound dude on him riding him everywhere, got hit by a whole car, just kept on ticking. The car held up better than the truck. I mean, the bike held
The
up
bike.
better than the truck.
Right.
The bike is my favorite character. I don't know what bike that is. It needs its own commercial. It
It's a
needs its own.
Anyway, so
Dino bike.
the main transportation black dino bike. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do it. Out of 5 stars, you guys know the HollyHood rating system. It's the super high 5s at 5. It's the you're not watching that, you should be watching that at 4. It's that joint side is 3. 2 is sound like some wasted time shit to me, and then I forgot what the last one was. 'Cause we never had one with actually 1 stars. So, but I guess I'll go last because I think I have the most positive reaction to this movie. Wow. We'll go with Antwon.
I'll go first.
Antwon, go ahead and go first. What's your rating for this movie out of 5?
I'll give it 2. And that's for the bike. And that's for, I don't know what's happening next, but I'm going to watch this.
Did you say that's for the bike, yo?
Listen, that bike had a little extra jetpack engine for him to catch up to the bus that was pulling off from him. Yo. I'm like, man, I don't know. The little engine that could, he was out there like pumping and just like, oh, he got there. He's going to get there. Wait, he rides to the front of the bus. He sees the bus driver. He comes back. Ain't hot. I was like, yeah, nah, never seen it such. And
my
again,
favorite character.
I'm telling you, 2 stars. 2 stars. The other stars for Summer and all of her, let me interject myself, okay? And the Marine being confused by her actual, what she wants. Terry, I'm in trouble. Wait, why you calling me? I got my money. I got this truck. Listen, I'm not locked up no more. Cousin is dead.
Right.
Even that scene was anticlimactic. I'm like, yo, give it to me straight. Wait, he's breathing. Wait, he's just what are we doing?
She helped him
And
with the most wood. TJ, what is your rating for the movie?
I mean, that was a good point with Antwon, because I thought he was alive. I guess I don't know if he died when he arrived there, if he died right before he got there. Or,
no, he died. Who you talking about? The cousin?
The cousin, yeah, the cousin.
Yeah, so the cousin got stabbed up once he arrived at the jail. Because
they thought he was alive when they saw him. When he went to go see him.
Yeah, we thought he was alive.
When he went to go see him, he was alive, and then he died when he was there. When he was in the room.
Yeah, see, that was the part that it was hard to tell. Like, I couldn't tell if he died right before he got there, and he was sitting there with the dead cousin, or if his cousin was alive when he arrived and died in front of him. I couldn't tell.
You got medevac then. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be giving my rating. I guess mine is, I guess based on the scales that you said, it would be sound like some all right to me, because I'm in the middle of 3 and 2, so I'm at about a 2.5. And part of that, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I didn't see the trailer, so I didn't have that expectation of an action movie. So, like I said, it was okay. It was okay.
Based on the trailer, TJ, I was like, is this a brother or a cornball brother? That was what the trailer was giving off to me. So it was like, either this guy's a brother or a cornball. Not him, but the you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. So
the character people.
I'm at 2.5.
You wake up tomorrow morning and see a little ass bike in your yard, yo, and you see 250-pound dude that can't throw hands. Just walk past and tell him I got shit to do. Nah.
Greg, what's your rating? Good God.
What's my rating?
Yeah.
To this? Sounds like some waste of time shit to me. Now listen. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I guarantee you the next role he has is going to be the hero in a Tyler Perry movie. This is no good. This is no good. And the only reason I'm giving it a 2 is because it had potential. It had potential to be much better. And I think, well, actually, you know what? It's the opposite way. The reason why it is a 2 is because it should have been better based on the trailer. Is what I'm saying. It seemed like it was going to be much better than what it was.
It was uneven, man. It was too uneven. The writing was just uneven. The way they told the story was uneven.
It was bad writing. The story didn't make sense.
Enough. All right, it's my turn. All right.
Mr. Positivity, let's go.
Obviously, I'm giving this a 6. All right, it's a 6. I'm just like, let me.
This is cinema.
I will say this. This is cinema. I'll give it a 3. And the reason why I'll give it a 3 is actually not because of it's the opposite kind of what you guys are saying. I like the nuance of the topic that they were talking about, because it's a topic that people usually don't talk about actually when it comes to police corruption or the police stuff. I mean, like it delved into a bunch of different things that have been going on specifically with the police, where they get sued because they're not doing stuff the right way, and then they're doing these, like, because they get sued and they can't pay, they have to pay these people out, they got to do weird and foul stuff to keep the police station. I don't know if that part exactly is true, but I know that all the stuff around that is an accurate thing. And I thought that was an interesting thing for someone to try to make a movie about. The way that they went about doing that was through the lens of an action and this and that, and not of the firm Tom Cruise type of way. And they used a black protagonist to do it as well, which was also an interesting thing for it. I give it a 3 for the effort that they gave. And it could have been better. It could have been worse. The more that I heard you guys talk about it, the worse the movie got. However, I thought that what they tried to do was commendable and it's a worker movie. It's a solid worker movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that's like on USA, they come with commercial breaks, like the Sega brain cells. That's what that is. Like Don Johnson, he should have took a page from Leonardo DiCaprio in Django. You're gonna go there, you got to go all the way in. Like, I couldn't tell if he was just having a bad day or if he was truly supposed to be a big bad, right? When I think of antagonists, I like my antagonists to be like off in sight, like Thanos, right? It was a lot of strong purpose with that character. When I look at Don Johnson, I look at the Marine, all the jokes about Summer aside, with those two supposedly squaring off, it felt weak. Like, I didn't care about either one of them. I think somebody made a point, might have been T, about, I didn't even remember the characters' names at one point. I just said, there's the Marine, there's the chief of police guy. They're supposed to be mean and bad. And I'm like, we don't know exactly why. Even when he was letting them off the hook, I wanted more villainous action. I wanted, give me a reason to hate you more. Like, at that point, I felt indifferent.
That's why it's weird, because that's why I actually like the movie, because in reality, you're not going to get people where it's just like a pure evil. He had a point of why he was trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to pretend to be a badass to scare this guy so that guy didn't see what was really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I don't know.
Not but that's the given set of circumstances. What is his personal motivation and stake in that, right? Like the throwaway clammy lines like, "Oh, you lucky boy, there wasn't no jail over there. I tossed you in it." Like, ooh, man, yeah, big dude is really worried about it. He can sock you in the face apparently and ride off on his little ass bike, and the other guys over here wouldn't do anything about it. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's so like most, and I think most pure evil characters, people miss the point that the villains are actually incredibly smart, right? And so they often cite, here's why I'm doing this thing, or here's why I'm about to do this, and here's what happened to me to kind of make me this way. It's told through the story and their actions and their dialogue. And with the cops, it was just like bumbling idiots. And I was like, even the black lady that worked with them, it felt like she would have had so many better jobs. Like, why is she there?
Well, Nell Carter was really kind of, she was.
Give me a break.
Yeah, she was confounding with her. I think she can be summed up when she was like saying like, "Thank you know, this is a veteran who went through a tough time," and he was like, "Thank you," and then she was like, "I said that for me, not for you," and it was just kind of like,
right.
Yeah, there were too many inconsistencies. I mean, even him being out in the woods.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
They said that he never served overseas or anything like that. So once I heard that, I didn't really understand why he was camping out in the woods. I just didn't understand it.
I was waiting to understand that. Why is he tying this shit up between two trees? He's living between two ferns on some Zach Galifianakis shit, okay? And he didn't fucking step in.
Enough. All right. Enough.
And the whole other part of it is this, man. Like if he's sleeping outside in the woods and shit, shouldn't he have more money to get his cousin out? Like, he's obviously not paying rent. Campfire Jones over here.
I wanted to see him skewing a possum or something. I don't know the last time I had a meal. And I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Like,
you know what? 2.75, and I'm stopping there. Okay.
I'm not gonna say nothing else, man. I'm just saying this movie, it was entertaining for whatever. It was a great pick, by the way. Phenomenal pick.
Like, see, that's the thing. It wasn't entertaining at all. It was not entertaining. That was the problem. For all the wrong TJ. No, Greg. Listen, she got me saying the wrong name because the movie's so bad. All right, Greg. Little known fact, I fell asleep at the end. You forgot my name like I was in the movie.
This is what I'm saying. This is what the movie does. I did not finish the movie. I fell asleep at like 9 minutes 24 seconds remaining. I did not care to finish those 9 minutes.
I didn't see the end. I don't know. I don't care. I don't even care how it ended.
I woke up and Emily in Paris was playing, and I was much more satisfied. Okay, let me tell you. I was like, wait, what's happening with this?
You want me to tell you guys how it ended?
Yes, please.
Tell me how it ended.
And that's our show, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. We like to remember, there's always work at the post office.